at this. She'll stare at the spoon and the fork because there'll be like crusties on it. There'll be like leftover food on it. So, yeah. But she's gonna put the beans in the glass. That's what she's doing.
Oh my god. The plastic out of there. She doesn't even know. Right, Mom.
Right, Mom.
¿Qué quieren, hombre? ¿Cómo friegan? Talking to Gabriel.
I am talking to Gabriel. We're not picking on her.
Souly. So loco.
I fill you up with pork beans. Hello, you forgot my plate?
My back's hurting too bad.
Really?
No, really.
Oh, okay. I love you. She's like, nope, not today.
No me duele nada.
Did you hear her? Did you hear her? She said, I said, you forgot my plate, hello. And she goes, my back's hurting too much.
I didn't say it that way. I said, my back.
Oh, she goes, my back's hurting too much. And I told her, I was like, oh, okay. I was like, are you okay? And I told her I loved her. She didn't tell me anything. And then she sat down and she said, no me duele nada. She's a little heifer. Y'all don't know, guys. Y'all don't know the real Mama Luna.
Look at her eyes just chilling.
Okay, go ahead. I was going to call you. But I thought you were sick or something. I said, you want to watch it?
And they watch WWE together. Or Monday Night Raw. Or what is it? Tuesday SmackDown. Yep. Welcome back to another Super Soul Sunday. Yay! I hope that you all are enjoying your day wherever you are. And we just wanted to talk to y'all today about something that we dealt with as a family. We dealt as a family, and as well as why do you laugh?
Everybody has to deal with a lot of stuff.
No, we dealt with this as a family, and we also dealt with this one-on-one. And that has to do with talking to your loved ones about memory loss. So my mother and I, whenever we had a conversation about her memory loss, it was tough. It was hard. It was uncomfortable. What else would you say?
I don't know. It was just like hard to accept, you know.
Yeah, it's really hard to accept.
But, you know, like, you have to digest it.
Yeah, you really do. It's a really hard pill to swallow whenever you are going through it with each other, and then also like she has to deal with it, the fact that yes, she is losing her memory, and it's hard. And I think whenever I had to accept it and actually know that yeah, my mom is losing her memory, and it is difficult to talk about and it's difficult to watch, but also she has to go through her emotions as well as the family going through their own emotions.
Yep.
So we wanted to talk to you all about today about just talking about things that make you feel uncomfortable with your loved ones. if you have an aunt or an uncle, a grandma, a grandpa, a mother-in-law, a father-in-law, I mean, just go down the list, and you are dealing with something that you would like to talk to them about, and you are scared. You may not be a very confrontational person. A lot of people say, I don't like confrontation, Abby, like you do. I don't like confrontation. I do not like confrontation. I just know that when something needs to be said, you have to say
She ain't
it.
got no hairs in her tongue. No, she'll say.
No, what? What'd you say?
No hairs in her tongue. There's a Spanish saying, no tiene pelos en la lengua. Like,
Hairs in your tongue?
but in Spanish it sounds better. Pelos en la, that's the way of saying, no, pues, she's very, like, outspoken.
Oh, okay. Well, I am. I'm probably one of the most outspoken person in our family. And it comes with the cost because, of course, you hurt people's feelings, or you come across too aggressive, or they're not acceptance, and you're too, the list goes on. I mean, it goes on. However, whenever you talk about something uncomfortable with your loved ones, you have to let them digest it, just like Mama Luna said. And my mother is a very visual person, and she needs time to process things. So I will tell her something, and she'll stay quiet. And she won't speak for a while, and then she'll start asking questions about certain things, so to speak. Like, we plan on going to a trip with some of the ladies in my family. It is a ladies' trip. It's going to be my cousin, my aunt, my niece, my sister, Mama Luna, no, Dom's not going.
He's part of the family. He's a woman.
He's not going. He is not a woman. He's gay.
I know.
So we plan on going on a trip, and during this trip, it's going to probably be a lot of walking, and we've all been to San Antonio. We're going to San Antonio, and we've all been to San Antonio. I sounded real Mexican there. San Antonio.
Gracias a Dios.
We plan on going to San Antonio, and we plan on walking and just having a good time. And then once my mom started getting a little overwhelmed.
Big overwhelmed.
Overwhelmed because we started talking about what we're going to do and what we plan on doing while we're there. And she started getting very defensive.
Well, yeah, I imagine this. Breaking your knee and your femur in two places.
You broke it in one place, woman.
Two. One, but
she's so exaggerated.
Well, you showed me the X-ray. It's two.
No, it's one bar right here and another bar to hold it in place. I'll show a picture, y'all. So
No.
It's not that dramatic, but she starts.
I'm like the RoboCop.
The Terminator.
The Terminator.
But she
Arnold
starts.
Schwarzenegger.
Oh my God.
Anyway.
So she starts getting very overwhelmed with us walking and us going down the river walk and doing this stuff that she was once able to do a year ago, and now she has to do it a little bit slower and a little bit with more help. And
this is a great bambino. She goes everywhere. Or he, I don't know what it is.
It's a she.
Is he?
Yes.
She? Okay, anyway, this is a beautiful
Oh, you gonna knock me out.
that my grandson decorated for me, and it's gorgeous.
It is gorgeous.
But I said, I'm gonna have to walk with that thing like a mile. No.
No, but
anyway.
we have a wheelchair that she had, and I was trying to tell her, we'll just push you in the wheelchair, Mom. And she goes, oh no, I just can't walk. I'm just not gonna go.
You did not
No,
tell me you would
I was
push me.
trying to tell you, but you just wouldn't let anybody talk at the table. And I was just
You
like,
never did tell me about the wheelchair till I'm a visual person. I was coming into the garage one day after dropping my grandson at school, and then I normally walk in on another side of the garage, but that morning I just so happened to go where the wheelchair was, and I'm like, oh, the wheelchair.
And she came up with a great idea all on her own.
Not on my own, but I'd never even heard you say it.
I didn't say it because you didn't give me a chance to say it.
When were you going to tell me?
Well, you were arguing.
To make a long story short, we're going to San Antonio. Me too.
Yes, and
but now I've lost my mother's ring. I don't know where I put it.
What?
But I'll find it.
Your Mother's Day ring?
It's probably in one of my jacket pockets.
Probably.
Anyway.
No, but that's the thing is whenever you tell somebody something and it's uncomfortable for the both of you. It's uncomfortable for maybe you and 3 other people that are wanting to talk to this person about something that's very important, that you know if I talk to this person in a month or so, it's going to be too late. I just need to talk to them. So
there's damage done.
Yes.
So you gotta wait until that.
Yes. And so
it's healed. Whenever
it started becoming Mom's idea about the wheelchair and how she was okay with going and everything, and then it started becoming a reality. She was like, you know what? I can be pushed in the wheelchair. And I was like, yeah, Mom. But it has to be done. It has to be done with love and not attack your loved one. You have to be patient with that person. And this is new to them. It is new to you. It is a new reality. They cannot function the way they used to. They can't move as fast as they used to. They're not going to be very receptive at first. Mother got fit for a leg brace.
Right. See it?
Mama Luna. She got fit for.
But no. It's on my left foot.
It's on her left foot, and while Mom's fall, her femur, her muscles in her leg got very weak, and there's something called foot drop, which I've never heard of it, but when the therapist, when they would talk to us, they would explain what it was, and then I was able to see the foot. Basically, people walk from heel to toe. If you are envisioning somebody walking or yourself walking, people that have all their muscles in their leg. In my mother's case, she would lift up her leg all the way straight up and just drop it. And whenever you're it's kind of like one of those army.
It was like a robot.
It kind of is. And so,
I never noticed. As long as I would get to the car and back to the house and to the store, it's okay.
Yes, but possibly a fall. Because your foot, you're using all your muscles.
And you know what? Before I forget,
what?
Do you know that the toe, the little toe, plays a very important part in our body?
Yes.
In our walking. I never realized that.
It keeps you balanced.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's crazy.
I didn't know that.
It's that one little toe.
And when you
difference.
hit the heck out of it, oh, like at night.
Yeah. But that, with Mom's walking, you could, when you use your muscles in your thigh area, what happens is you get tired and you get fatigued. So what could possibly happen is that Mom's toe could have and cause her to stumble. So whenever we went to the doctor, I was asking questions, and Mom was very, very against this brace. And the reason why...
This morning?
No, whenever we were talking to Dustin.
Oh,
and everything. Yeah. She was very against it. She thought it was going to be a huge cast on her foot and was very nervous about it. But it is a small brace. It is something that will help with her foot to go from heel to toe instead of actually going, just falling on the floor. So, hence, foot drop. However, we just want to encourage anybody that is going through something that their family is dealing with. we deal with a whole bunch of stuff. We have dealt
Oh yeah.
with a whole bunch of stuff in our family with addiction. We've dealt with, any kind of addiction, you name it, our family has dealt with it or is still dealing with it. And it's hard talking to that person because not everybody's perfect. We're not perfect. I, by all means, am not perfect. And whenever you have to talk to your loved ones about something that is potentially may hurt them or may make them feel uncomfortable, just know that you have to do it. It may be too late a week from now. Something may happen. We're not promised tomorrow. By all means, we are not promised tomorrow ever. So I encourage you all to talk to that person about it. Talk to your loved ones about what signs that you've been seeing, in if you have noticed something. Maybe it may not just be memory loss. The way that we come to you is things that we have dealt with.
And also, as the older we get, we do forget. I mean, we can't. Our brains. We have to use our brain because there's that saying: if you don't use it, you lose it, and it's true. And I know that a lot of people, they put their car keys somewhere. That's just a for instance. And then you're going to go somewhere to a store, or you're going to go somewhere. And then you're like, oh my God, where's my keys? Where's my keys? And they're where you put them. But then because older people want to still do life like we used to when we were young. And I've learned you slow down. You have to slow down.
You can still live life. You just you still have to slow down. My mom has helped me out so much with my son. And her routine is we get up in the morning, I cook my son and my mom breakfast, and she takes him to school. And she comes home. And I was nervous. I'm not going to lie. I was nervous at first, and I was scared that maybe she would forget how to get back to my house or forget what she was doing and go back to her house. I needed to put my faith in that she was going to be fine and be okay. And maybe your loved ones are too far gone where they cannot drive or they cannot do something physical like driving, but give them something that you can monitor as far as cooking. And so give your loved one something to help you chop up vegetables, maybe something that's not going to hurt them, but it's going to help them live life and not be so handicapped.
Or just sitting around doing nothing, because then we'll feel like we're not wanted or worthless, like like it's over. I encourage, like I still throw out the trash. I do have help from Isaiah, but like the bathroom trash, I can do it as long as I take my bambino and I have another hand, thank God, and then I'll walk baby steps.
Take your time.
Baby steps. Do not try to rush, especially when it's like this morning.
It was gloomy. It was real wet outside, and she was gonna leave without shoes on. And Isaiah said, "Put your shoes on, Mima." And
it's raining.
It's okay, mijo. I have these special socks that have grip in the bottom.
But when I opened the garage door, I didn't know it had been raining.
And she was coming to the living room rushing, and I was like, "Mom, don't rush. Take your time. Just Isaiah gets to go." And so
we're not 30 years old anymore.
Yeah, but that's the thing is ask your loved ones, not make. Your approach is everything, okay? Yes. Your approach is key.
You know what? When you speak to us, it's kind of like we get our feelings hurt. And Abby and I have learned to communicate. And I used to, be like a baby all the time. She'd hurt my feelings, but then we had to clear things up. And I had to come to the conclusion that she means well. I mean, she takes care of me, thank God. But there's other people that need to know what we've been through, and that's why we do this.
Mm-hmm.
So y'all will, and also if your loved one would go to the movies before, I have a precious sister that'll come in and say, Maria, there's a movie, and I'm not a movie person, but just so, because she's so loving and caring, and all my family is, but take them to the movie. There's, especially in our culture, there's a movie named Coco that was so precious, and I
How
cried.
many times have we talked about Coco?
I don't know. I guess every time we film, but that movie, when it comes out on DVD, I'm getting it. I'm getting it.
It's such a precious movie.
It
I
is.
tell you, if you have not watched it, quit sleeping on it. Watch
And
Coco.
Get Coco.
It's a beautiful storyline.
Yeah.
I think that is key, is your approach and you not being there. Like, just think of a time where you wanted to do something but you couldn't because you didn't perfect that skill yet. But your loved one, sometimes when they do something, it's like it's the first time they're doing it because they have forgotten how to do it. Be patient with them. If you have kids around, I encourage you, if your parents or your grandma, your grandpa, your aunt, anybody, one of your loved ones is going through memory loss and they're at a home or they're in assisted living, call them. Be around them. I know that it's hard. I have gotten asked so many times, are you going to put your mom in a home when she gets bad, when she gets worse, when she's at her worst?
Hell no. You're not.
And I have answered them, no, that I just won't. I won't do it. And my aunt was the same way. And when my grandma got worse, it was hard to see my aunt go through that because, oh, bless that woman. My aunt and I have gone through so many things together. We have fought. We have stopped talking to each other. We've gone through some stuff. And she's like my second mama. I love that woman. But it's hard to say that, yes, I would stick my mom into a home. And I'm not saying that you're any less of a person if you have put one of your loved ones in a home. If that's what you had to do, then that's what you had to do. But I encourage you, go visit them. Go love on them. Go give them something that they like, their favorite candy bar. And if they say like, oh, I don't like that, or I don't like that, just still give it to them. Be like,
Yeah,
oh.
give them a chance because like they will eventually eat it, or
And remember and do something that is going to make them feel like a person. Just because their memory is gone doesn't mean that their soul,
it's over.
their
That's
soul
right.
is over. They need love. They need attention. They need to know that you love them and care for them. And it's hard because seeing my grandma go through that, and my aunt is pretty bad, and we don't call her or see her as much as we should. And she lives at home, and we should do that. We should, whenever I'm telling you guys to love on them and call them and reach out to them, I'm speaking to myself too, because again, I'm not perfect. I'm just trying to bring that love and support to you guys.
It's not just love and support, but it's hope.
Yeah.
Hope. There's hope. There's hope is such a, you give that, and that person, and sometimes like Abby, there was times when I was under heavy medication because of the accident, and she would put my plate of food in front of me, and I'm like, oh, the medication just made me sick, and I would tell her, take it away. But then once the smell, I would be able to eat. So sometimes the medication that they put us on, it's kind of like it doesn't sit right in our system, because most of us have not really been on medication. We've been healthy people that would go every, raising our kids, working, doing this, doing life, and then it's, to me, everything came at a halt.
Yeah.
And I don't even remember Abby telling me. She told me about a week ago, or maybe I don't know that when I first came over here that I laid for 3 days. And then I said, but Jesus rose on the third day, because I don't remember. I really don't remember just laying there. That's something that I guess I just wanted to block it out of my mind, that my life wasn't, because you brought me from St. John's over here, right?
Mm-hmm.
See, and it's kind of like, wow, I don't remember all those days. Either I was just not numb and didn't want to think about it, didn't want to deal with it. But then you go, And there's times when you're going to have pick up the phone and call your friends that were in your life. I haven't done that to some of my friends, and they want to invite me to go out to eat with them and all this, but I think I wasn't ready yet. When Berta told me to go eat with her and stuff like that, and I told her one day I will. Like right now I'm still going through the fact that I have to walk with my cane, but it's coming. I'm getting out of that funk, slowly but surely.
Yeah.
I never thought about buying this kind of blouses before. I mean, I need to have them up here.
Oh my goodness.
And then when I saw
Mom's
this,
complaining about her shirt being so low. She's showing so much skin.
I know.
It's ridiculous.
Well, old-fashioned people, they cover up their necks like the nuns, way over here. But now, I just, I live a very happy life, very fulfilled life, thanks to friends, my daughter, my little rock, Isaiah, again. If you have a special grandchild or a niece or a nephew, I have a special niece that adores me also. And so just, they won't understand some of the things, but just love on them. Just, when
and if you
invite family over also.
Yeah, invite family over. I know it's hard. Believe me, we have a very dysfunctional family. And I mean that with so much love. But we have so many different views in life and personalities and how they deal with things, how I deal with things. Like, you're not going to get along with all your family members, that's for sure. But just call that person and just say, hey, I'm going to cook some baked chicken. Want to come over and come visit Mom? If you are a person that is taking care of a loved one and sometimes you feel discouraged and you don't have the support, your family doesn't call and they don't ask you like, hey, how are you doing? I was guilty with that. I never called my cousin to see how she was doing with my grandma or my aunt. I never thought to call because I never went through it. And I
think we took it for granted that mother was, and your grandma was taking, I think because Sita is a nurse and Amanda was so loving with Mom, I think it's kind of like, oh, Mom's okay. So
yeah,
I think that on my behalf, I don't know about you, but I think, it's kind of like, well, Mom's okay. And I would go over there once in a while, but not like I should.
But they're not okay. They're not okay.
They're not.
I'm saying that out of experience. Like, I'm okay, but asking those questions like, hey, how are you doing? How's everything going with you? Are you okay? Like, do you need any help? Do you want me to take Mom out to eat one day and just so you can relax at home? And I have a very fulfilling life too. Like, my mom is not a burden on me at all. But at the same time, just being that brother or sister or aunt, cousin, grandchild, just call and just say like, hey, how's everything going? Because memory loss there's not a cure. There's no cure. It's going to progress and it's going to get worse. You can slow the process down by doing some of the examples that we have shared with you all. You can practice those memory puzzles and things like that, but this is my mom's best time to come and have time with them, and maybe with your loved one. This is the best time to spend time with them. And I don't know when it's going to be at its worst. It's kind of like clicking time bomb. And it's really hard to accept, but at the same time, you have to love the loved one that is in your life. You have to really reach out and make sure that you can do whatever you are capable of doing to make sure that they are living a fulfilled and yourself a fulfilled life at the end of the day. So I want to come with you with love. Your approach is everything. Your approach with talking to somebody about something that's going to be very uncomfortable, they're going to get defensive. They're going to be very, no, I'm not that way, I don't forget, or whatever maybe you're going to confront them with their addiction, something of that sort. I don't know. I have no idea what you're going through, but from my experience, your approach needs to come with love. I love really hard. And I judge really hard. I am a very aggressive judger, and I'm a very aggressive lover. That's just the way I am. If I love you hard, and if I don't agree with what you're doing, I
will tell you so.
I disagree strongly. So I want you to be encouraged. Stay encouraged. Know that you guys are our outlet, and it has really, really, really helped us so much.
That's right. There's nothing better than a smile. Even if it's a stranger. Hi, how you doing?
How you doing?
How you doing, Tia? I'm doing good, mija. Thank you very much.
Did you want to do story time? You have a funny story you want to tell in a boaty?
No, we already did the pot, didn't we?
Yeah, we did the pot. That's all you wanted to talk about?
The pot that...
By pot incident.
No, I can't tell that other story.
What is the story?
When I fell.
I already told them.
About peeing?
Yes.
When I peed.
All the internet knows.
Ay, Dios mío de la life.
Oh, I have a funny story.
Which one? About me?
No, it's about my sister, Crystal. So hopefully Crystal watches all these videos because all the way through. Because if she doesn't send me a mean text or a mean Snapchat, then I know she doesn't watch the videos all the way through.
Really?
Ooh, got you. So, one time, story time. One time, we lived out in the ranch, as explained in my other stories.
I know which one you're going to.
And there was 5 of us: Florence, Marina, Crystal, Sadie, and myself. And we were all girls. My brother had already left the coop and moved on and did his own thing. And my stepdad, for whatever reason, every Saturday morning, he wanted us to do stuff.
Yeah.
There was no Saturday morning cartoons for us. Never watched them. Well, we watched them, but you know. So Mom wanted us to sweep and mop and clean. Dad always wanted us to move some stuff from the one side of the ranch, the 5 acres of ranch, on the other side of the 5 acres of ranch.
I guess he was bored, huh?
I guess he was bored. So he would make us do these chores and make us...
With shovels and...
Yeah, and it was all girls. I'm the youngest out of all 5 of us. So I was probably like 11, maybe 10 or 11 at this age. And have you ever seen those cement blocks, those big cement blocks with the 2 holes?
They're called cedar blocks.
Cedar blocks, okay? So there was probably, I don't know, 100 of them. It was probably like maybe 20, but it felt like 100 when I was like 11.
It felt like 1,000.
So it was myself and Sadie. She's the second youngest. And she and we had to move them from one part of the land to the other part of the land. And we had a septic tank. So, if you don't know what a septic tank is, in the ranch, back in the day, you could pretty much have a pipe that would go to from the commode, have a pipe go to a hole. And that's where all of our poop and pee went. And that's so crazy. So Florence bless her heart, would always be by my dad's side no matter what. She was always on my dad's, like, that was the boy my dad always wanted. Like, Florence was a tomboy. She loved that kind of stuff. And whenever she got her first boyfriend, my dad flipped out. Like, my dad, like, he lost it. But anyway, back to the story. My sister, Sadie, and I were together. It was like Sadie and I were inseparable. And my sister, Crystal, and my other stepsister, Marina, they were together. They were kind of inseparable. They were close in age. Me and Sadie were close in age. And Florence was the oldest out of all of us. So, make this story short, they were supposed to be doing something close to the septic tank. I think, like, tightening up the fence and everything. So they started messing around. If you have brothers and sisters, you know, like, horse playing, messing around, hitting each other. Like, you know, exactly, we always did that. In the car, we were always getting each other in trouble because that's what we just did. To keep ourselves entertained, I guess. So
y'all were bored.
We were bored. And you didn't have iPods and stuff back then, and if you did, we could not afford them. So my sister Crystal and Marina were pretending to, like, push each other into the septic tank. And again, this is pretty much a shithole. This is a huge hole where all of our pee and poop would go in. And Crystal, I don't know how she slipped. I don't know what happened, but I heard her screaming for dear life because she was, like, this close. Her big toe was this close to going to the poop hole.
Actually, they were helping him dig all the dirt out of the hole.
Oh, good. I don't know.
No, that's what happened, yeah.
So, I guess they were trying to make it bigger.
Well, we couldn't afford to pay anybody to come and dig it out with a backhoe.
Yeah.
So Marina and Florence and, you know, not you, but I don't know, y'all didn't help dig the hole, did you?
We were moving those cement blocks.
Yeah, but that's what needed to be done. So yeah, no, it was.
So yeah, so Crystal was pulling on the, like, the weeds and the grass and everything, the roots of
the mesquite.
Yes, everything. And Marina was trying to help her, and my sister Sadie and I, we ran over there, and then my stepdad and Florence were on the other side of the ranch, and Florence could hear, like, Crystal screaming and, like, help me. And Dad was so mad. He's like, no, you're gonna leave them there. Like, they can get into some trouble, they can get out of it. It was hilarious. It was the most funniest thing ever. Crystal literally thought she was going to fall in a pile of shit because that's what it was. The septic tank is covered. All of our poop goes into the city now, and the ranch and everything. But back in the day, you did what you did, and, you know, you lived life the way it was.
That's right.
So
it is crazy.
I hope, Crystal, you're okay with me sharing this story. And yeah, that was the funniest story time. Not related to Mom and I.
Well, back in the day, the outhouses, you were afraid because you thought a spider was gonna come.
Oh, it's gonna come and bite your
nalga. Yeah.
It happens.
Especially if you had to go pee in the middle of the night.
The outhouses,
Outhouse.
When one of my customers, when I worked at AT&T, would tell me whenever they built like a brand new house, the grandpa, I guess like a great grandpa, was so floored that there was a restroom inside the house.
Yeah.
He was flipping out. He's like, I cannot believe y'all are gonna put a restroom inside the house, because back in the day you had outhouse.
Outhouse, yeah.
So
some of them had 2 holes, some of them just had 1. My dad had to make one and dig. And I was just afraid to fall. I was scared. I guess the poop would stay in me. I would go sit, but I couldn't poop.
Oh my god!
I just wanted to pee and get out.
I'm one of those people. I cannot go to the restroom in public.
Yeah.
I cannot.
You have to come home.
I have to come home. I can't.
Yeah, you're right.
That's just the way I am.
It won't come out?
It won't come out. My butthole goes.
No.
Anyway, thank y'all so much for sharing story time with you. I hope you like this part of the video, and stay amazing. Stay awesome. If you're not encouraging somebody,
Stay positive.
if you're not encouraging somebody, then get to it. And if you're not being the best version of yourself, change it.
There's other people that are going through worse.
Oh,
Believe
yeah.
me, if you look around right now, the way our country is,
Yeah, there are so many people
so
that
many people,
are going through
so
different.
many people.
But it doesn't mean that what you're going through is any less.
Right.
But
can
you
still
always
take
be blessed.
that Splenda and make lemonade with lemons, Like I've often said that.
Yes.
I think in every video of that.
You have said that. You have talked about
100
Isaiah and
times.
Gabriel in every video. You talked about cocoa in every video. And you've also talked about lemonade.
Well, let's change it because it's kind of cold outside. Let's just drink coffee or chocolate. Drink your good old hot cocoa with marshmallows.
Cocoa. We should talk about it again.
But anyway.
All right. As always, be blessed, stay blessed, and be a blessing.
And we'll see you next Sunday.
Yes. Super Soul Sunday.
Yay!